say something like that came from the study the way that you have and put yourself in this kind of position?
Yeah, I mean, I have a constant curiosity and really just a love for this game, and I just think I've been that way since I was a kid, really. Just always had a passion for learning and being kind of a step ahead. You know, it's more so like I want to know what's going on more so than the results will take care of themselves, but I think it's just a constant curiosity and a constant just want to learn and to know, and I think that all stems back from loving the game at a young age and wanting to know more about it.
How much does your past experience, be it at Mississippi State or in high school, how has that kind of helped you learning this offense and getting comfortable here?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of credit all of that experience to learning this offense and kind of creating a seamless transition for me. You know, I was very, very blessed to play for a guy like Coach Leach at Mississippi State and learn from a guy like him, and he really taught me a lot about just keeping the game simple and trusting, you know, your preparation and just being a smart football player and taking care of the ball and things like that. And then in high school, we actually ran a very similar system with really similar philosophies in the run game and the RPO game and the passing game. So there's a lot of familiarity coming into this environment, and you know, that's definitely what's helped me, you know, up to this point.
So, Katie Yakinelli, I think, referred to you as a genius a couple of weeks ago. He's talked about just how you have a passion for the game. How much work do you put into studying, working into this offense and trying to become acclimated to it more and more?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put a number on any of that. It's just, like I said, it's what I do. It's what I think about when I lay my head down at night. It's what I'm thinking about. It keeps me up. It wakes me up. You know, so it's hard to really give you an accurate assessment on that. But I'll just say, like, you know, I'm constantly thinking about it. I'm constantly watching tape, and it's not like one of those things that like I really want to get noticed or like, you know, tell people about. But I mean, it's just, like I said, I have a curiosity. I have a kind of a love for the game, and I want to know, I want to learn, and I want to be a smart player. That's always given me my advantage. You know, I'm not the biggest, strongest, fastest guy, so I think I've got to do it with my mind, and that's kind of always been my edge.
What do you think you've shown through 8 spring practices here? I mean, you firmly established yourself with the second-team offense, but what is coming along well for you that's allowed you to succeed?
I just want to be consistent. I want to make really good decisions on a consistent basis. Kind of like I just talked about, like, you know, I'm never going to be the fastest guy on the field. I'm never going to, you know, break off big runs. Like, that's not my style. I don't want to be a sporadic player. That's not who I am. I just want to be consistent. I want to be accurate. I want coach to be able to trust me and be able to do things like let me call the offense. You know, when I get to that point, that's when I'll say, you know, yeah, like I really mastered this stuff. And you know, that day might never come, but you know, that's, in my mind, that's what I'm working towards.
Let's take a thought about Tanner's game for you.
Tanner, I just think, you know, he just plays the game very calm and poised, and you know, I think he just plays like a veteran plays, and that's one thing that I've taken from, you know, the most from him is just, you know, how to handle certain situations, and when it's not all, how you draw it up on the board, and you know, that's what I love about him, and that's what I've really enjoyed about being around him, you know. And I just think, you know, anytime that you're around successful people, that's going to rub off on you. And so, you know, I'm really thankful that he's in our room, and you know, that I've been able to just share it for, you know, a few weeks now and going on to the rest of this year.
When you say he plays like a veteran plays, what do you mean, just decision making or?
Yeah, just all the above from a leadership standpoint, from you know, like you said, consistency. You know, guys like him, they don't have bad days, and you know, that's what I'm trying to work towards, and that's kind of what I've taken from him the most, definitely.
What's it been like to get to know Phil, and what are some things that stood out about kind of the early stages of that relationship?
Yeah, I mean, he's just very real with you all the time, you know, and I appreciate how honest he is about you, and that goes all the way back to when I was in high school and he was recruiting me. You know, he was one of those guys, like, I never felt like he was trying to, you know, fluff anything or you know, tell me anything that wasn't true, and I've always loved that about him. And then, you know, from a football standpoint, I mean, just tremendous knowledge of the game. You know, he's truly transcended my understanding for football, and you know, getting a full understanding for all 11 guys and what they're doing and where they're going, and just how to break things down on a simple level, and you know, like I said, get a better understanding for it.
It's just going to be
the offense. I'm just curious, are there any significant differences what you saw at Mississippi State last year versus where you are now? Today's offense.
Yeah, so at Mississippi State, you know, Coach Leach is kind of the OG of the air raid, and that was kind of like our full identity. I mean, we were going to throw it 65 times. You know, if we ran it more than 5 times in the first half, we were going to get a stern talking to in the locker room.
So you didn't check to run a lot?
Yeah, not unless, you know, you had a really good feeling. So the differences mainly are the downhill gap scheme attack in the run game, the RPOs. Coach Leach never wanted to dabble in that. And, you know, that was kind of, to me, that was Coach Leach's biggest strength and his biggest weakness. You know, like, the strength of it is, like, we repped it every day. We got really, really, really good at what we did. And I would say the only weakness is that sometimes the defense knew what was coming, but it's one of those, like, they still have to stop it, you know? And so, you know, I wouldn't say it's much of a weakness, but if you wanted to label one, that would be it. But those are the main differences, just the gap scheme attack and the RPO game.
So was it difficult, has it been difficult at all for you to transition to what Phil or not?
Not terrible, and that's kind of what led to my decision to come here, was just that I knew it was going to be a really good transition, and just from us talking in the years past, like, you know, that's why he recruited me, that's why I had interest in him, and so that's what's made the transition so well.
Speaking about you coming here, like, how did that process come out earlier this year, and how did that come about in the transfer portal, conversations with Phil and Luke Fickle and others, and what led you here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, keeping up with the game, you kind of see where, you know, people are going and things like that. Obviously, you know, I loved playing for Coach Leach and, you know, was really building a good relationship and had worked myself into a good role there at Mississippi State. And, you know, it's very unfortunate, you know, that he's no longer with us. And honestly, like, I had no plans of leaving because, you know, that was a great situation for me and a good place, and that's why I chose to go there from the get-go. But just from, you know, changes to the staff there and changes on the offense and things like that, you know, kind of led me to think that maybe there was a better place, you know, outside of that. And so just had to, you know, from that, after the bowl game, decided to get in the portal, and then, you know, from there, you know, pretty quickly was on a visit up here, and luckily it was pretty easy to do all that because, like, I already knew Coach Longo. You know, I didn't really know Coach Fickle, but if you keep up with college football, you know Coach Fickle. So it was great to meet him when I finally got here, but that's kind of how it all went down for me.
Like, how long when did you realize that you wanted to come here then? Was there a particular moment that you remember?
You know, once I saw the place, I mean, it was an easy decision. You know, I committed. I told Coach on my visit that I was going to come here. That's really when I decided. And so, you know, I already knew what I was getting myself into coaching staff-wise. And once I had a chance to see Madison and see, you know, everything here, how prestigious it is, the tradition here, the winning culture that's established here and that's been established here for a long time, it was an easy decision. It was a no-brainer.